Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we will be looking about the looping statements in Java. So let's go to the IntelliJ idea and I like to create a new class called iteration. Okay, it is always said that looping and iteration they are used invariably because they both mean the same statement. That is PSVM. Okay, looping and iteration means repeating the same task again and again. Say you need to print a hello world. I can do just like this, hello world. Okay, if I run it up, hello world is printed. What if I want to print this hello world statement for the five times? Okay, no problem. I just copy it out. Oh, I need to add s over here. Okay, this is very simple. Just print five times hello world, one after another. Okay, what is the case when you want to do it for 100 times, for 1,000 times? You can't do this system.out.println hello world, system.out.println hello world. This is too much of redundancy. Redundancy means you are repeating the same task again and again. When you know that you are going to repeat the same task again and again, why do we do it manually? Let the computer do that. For that we will be using the looping statements. There are three types of looping statements in Java, and mostly three in every programming languages. They are for, while, and do while. Uh, okay, so before going into the syntaxes and how to declare them and how to use them, let me be very clear with one thing. We use when to use which types. We use for uh, when you know that how many times the code is going to execute. Here I know that my code is going to execute five times. Then I will use for loop. So use when you know how many times you are executing. And you know how many times to execute. Okay, when you know the end case, that is it should stop at when it is 10, so you should stop it after 100 times, so that time you use for loop. So while we use when you don't know the end, when you don't know the end point, we just use while. I don't know whether when to end this. When certain conditions there, you don't know when that condition would come. If that condition came, you need to break that loop. For that we will be using while loop. And do while is a special thing that we use do while when you want to execute a code at least once. When you want to execute at least once, that is, even if the even if the what to say, even if the condition is false. Say I'm just saying I want to print hello world zero times, but I need to execute it once. Then the condition is already a false. I don't want to execute that, but it should be executing once. When you know that it should be executed once, whether the condition is true or false, that doesn't matter. Then you use do it. Do means it just do the code once. Then only checks the condition whether it is true or false. If it is true, it again it would execute. If it is false, it won't execute. That is the use case of do it. So yeah, this is the use cases where to use when loop, where to use which kind of loop. Say I just want to print some five numbers up to 1 to 5. For that, let me see how what I write the syntax for this. For here there are two semicolons, that is we're going to have three parts over here. First one is the initialization, second one is the condition, third one is the incrementation part. So every block should be having a curly braces. So I'm just declaring integer I is equal to 1. So what should the condition? It should stop when it comes to 5. So I need to execute till 5. So if it is less than or equal to 5, you just execute. It's like simple if else conditions. I'm just doing I plus plus. That means I'm incrementing I by 1. Say shout I. What would happen? Uh, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a use case. I can also print it in the reverse order. Say 5. What should be the stopping case? It should be greater than or equal to 1. If I leave it, it would be an error because I plus plus means 5 would be incremented to 6. That is not the case. So we need to do minus minus. See what's happening over here? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So be clear with one thing. Use for loop one and only when you know that my end case is 1 or that my end case is going to stop when it is this condition is met. Okay, let me go on with the while loop. While this is the simplest loop, but the initialization should be done outside int I is equal to 1. What should be the condition? I is less than or equal to 10, and just say south I. What would happen? It's an infinite loop. Why? Just think it out. Why? It's just an infinite loop. It won't stop anywhere. If I stop the program only, it just stops. Why? Because here there is something called incrementation. But here does we have any incrementation? No, the value is never going to get incrementation. One is always going to be less than 10, no matter what is the condition. One is always going to be less than 10. So we need to increment its value I plus plus. Now it will print 10 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it is recording. So this is how we use for loops and while loop. Even in while loop, even in for loop as well, if I just remove this incrementation, see what is happening over here. It just goes as the infinite loop. Okay, understand the need for this incrementation and decrementation part. See, now you understand what do while is. In j is equal to, I'm going to set it as 10. Do, and while should be here. So this is the syntax for it. So I need to say do south what? Print j when j is less than or equals to 100. It would be always true, so I need to do an incrementation j plus, not j plus plus, j equals to j plus 10. In shorthand I could also written as j plus equals to 10. So when I run this, yeah, this only do while comes on. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So I'm going to give another condition, that is j should be less than 10. Is 10 less than 10? No. If I have given 10 less than or equal to 10, it would be clear. Okay, I'll just give j less than 1. What is j? J is 10. But see the magic over here. 10. Let me comment it down. It makes it more clear. 10 is printed. Why? Do while gets executed at least once, even if the condition is false at the beginning itself. So use do while when you surely want to execute it once. After that, you need to check the condition, means use this. Okay, so that's why we use this stuff. So while printing patterns and all this stuff requires these loops. So understand one thing, that why we need looping statements. We need to execute certain tasks again and again. So for that condition, we will be using this. Uh, okay. Are this restricted to only numerics? No. For I, yeah, you could also do this for I, and this would happen. I less than 5. So 0 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 times it would be executed. I just say south hello world. What would happen over here? Hello world would be executed 5 times. So these are just control variables that going to control this loop's execution times. So be clear with one thing. This all these variables are only for the purpose of controlling how many times the loop should be executed. Other than that, there is no particular purpose for that. And here you should give the condition that restricts the program's looping statements. And incrementation is mandatory because without incrementation, the loop runs infinite times. So hope it is clear. There are and another thing I need to say that there are all these for and while comes under entry control loop, entry control or entry check loop, entry control or entry check loop. That is, they are checking when the variable enters here. They are checking okay whether the condition is true or false. Then only it executes. But do while is not the case. It is exit check loop. That is when the variable goes out of the statement only, it just checks whether it is true or false, whether we need to execute again or not. So entry control means it's going to check when the program line comes in. Exit control means it checks only when the control goes out of that loop. So hope it is clear. In the next videos, we will be doing a lot of example programs with these looping statements. So try to understand the syntax and use them multiple times. Understand them. If you have any doubts, share it in the comment section. So thank you for watching. And if you want to understand what ternary operators are, we have uploaded a shorts on ternary operator. As there is nothing much, it's just a basic syntax and it's really basic to use. So if you want to know about ternary operators, do check in the shorts. So thank you for watching.